Well, it's Saturday yet again, and you know what that means. It is time for another Playbook review here. A couple weeks ago, we went over Navy in their empty Flexbone sets. Last week, we went over Army in their fun empty Academy shotgun sets. Now it is time for my personal favorite of the Service Academy playbooks, the Air Force Falcons in their empty pistol offense. And technically, Air Force might not be the best of the Service Academy playbooks, but it's my personal favorite. It's very unique. There's a lot of very different fun things in there. Let's just hop into practice mode and I will show you what I'm talking about. Well, and before we get into it, actually, let's take a look at some of these special uniforms that they've got. I'm going to hide my face for a second because I know you guys can't actually see the helmet and everything. Bing, bang, boom, some Space Force alternates. The Service Academies have some of the best alternate uniforms in the entire game. Special Operations Command, Air Force uniform, gorgeous. Space Force alternate, unreal. And then you got some, pretty standard home options, but even these I like the looks of a ton. Current away options look awful nice. Got so many different helmets, so many different cool things. I know recruiting and getting transfers can be really difficult at the Service Academies, but my goodness, do they have some of the best jerseys in the entire game. We are going to go with a Space Force alternate. I really, really like the looks of these. Now we're ready. Now let's get into it. Okay, we'll just start in their regular Flexbone. We have a lot of the same formations we already saw in Navy and in Army, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time going over things like normal, things like close, tight. They do have U off and east, which is very nice to have both of those. It's crazy Navy has neither, but Army and Air Force get both, but it is what it is. Normal, we'll just go through these very, very quickly. They have all the kind of same stuff we've seen already, so we don't need to spend too much time going over, the inside veer, just kind of your classic triple option, midline triple option. The difference between those is just who the read key is going to be. Midline is usually the more interior guy. Inside veer is going to be the edge. Typically, it depends on what defensive set they're coming out in. X-Dig, still my favorite pass play out of any Flexbone set. That's just a very, very good. I'm telling you, drags from tight ends and wingbacks. Super hard to defend. And having that streak coming from your left wing back is really, really nice too. Yeah, pretty much a standard Flexbone normal. Like I said, we don't need to go over a whole heck of a lot of what we got here because I don't believe we have anything too unique in these sets. Same with close, tight, U off. I've said before, what I like about close and tight is it does bring the defense in close and tight, so we can get some good outside runs potentially on those. Things like that fullback lead toss, even the zone toss. You really do need a fast fullback to make those tosses work, in my opinion. And some pretty good pass options out here. I do like close better than tight just because these actually use wide receivers versus tight using two tight ends. If you're going to throw the ball, close is probably the better option. Tight might be a little bit better for running. U off, great. The best rocket toss in the game is in U off. And I will remind you, I mentioned in the Army one, I don't remember if I mentioned in the Navy one as well, but rocket toss, if you have a right-handed quarterback, run it to the left. If you have a left-handed quarterback, run it to the right. It makes a gigantic difference. If you want to see an example of that, you can go back to the Army video. We actually went over that a little bit more in depth. So let's go into some unique things in the Air Force offense, starting with Flexbone twins over. So this is, we have our two wide receivers over to the right, standard Flexbone set behind them with the two wing backs, your fullback right behind you. Now, that second receiver over on the right, the inside receiver, is not going to be eligible on any of the pass plays, and we really don't have that many to even worry about. We have 30 plays in here, and I do think there is some fun stuff for us to go to. Now, what I really like about this is plays like this trap option. So we get a pulling guard going out to the right. We'll actually run this one because it is very different from a lot of other things that we've seen. So out of this formation, you probably are expecting some runs to be going to the right, right? Because we got the two receivers over there. We got the numbers over there to help with the blocking. But with this run, what I'm interested in seeing is how Latham, because he's going to come in motion and then turn upfield and become a blocker. And this is not a triple option. We got the right guard pulling to the left. We got our halfback going up and out to the left. It looks like potentially this could be okay. You just got to get outside, kind of make a read here. Just cut it up with Johnson, take a few yards. We're okay doing that. See, I don't love the looks of it against this set, if we're being honest on defense. I wish we could just flip this and go to the right, but of course we cannot do that in a set like this. Oh, can we get the pitch off? No, that was a risky one. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Oh my gosh, I thought we made a miracle happen there. But against a defense like this, I actually really like the looks of it. We'll see how this can actually work, see how those blocker setup. See, I'm just a little too late on that pitch though. It looks like we can pitch this very, very quickly, like right away. Yeah, see? I think there's a ton of potential for this play. A ton of potential. I literally have never ran this before, so this is all brand new to me. They've added a ton of stuff into these Surface Academy playbooks. See, and again, the pitch icon showed up on that guy. Do you see that? I gotta have faster reaction time to see if I can actually make a pitch happen on there. But yeah, twins over. I really think it could be a fun... I mean, you're pretty much only going to be running out of here, as with most Flexbones, right? But we have that load option going to the right, the fullback wham with the motion going out to the right, then just going to the fullback. Wide receiver screen, I hate the looks of that. I personally would never do that. Maybe it works for you, great, maybe not. What a thing I do want to see, though, is on this midline QB ISO. I believe in Flexbone, they fixed this becoming a turbo QB sneak. So if we just run this normal, it's a read option essentially between the fullback or keeping it with your quarterback. For now, we'll just, I don't know, doesn't really matter. Go ahead, fullback. See, that's how it's supposed to work. Now, if we flip it to the left, how this used to work, and we'll see if it still does, this would just turn into a turbo QB sneak. I'm hoping this stays an actual read option. It does. All right, good. I don't think that is going to be the case when we get into Wingbone, from the last thing I saw. But at least in Flexbone, it does seem like they fixed that midline QB ISO glitch, which is great. But what I like about this formation, like I said, we've got those runs going out to the right, things like the load option, the counter, fake veer. But we also have runs that attack the left. The trap option we already went over. The QB counters, I'm not a big fan of those. Those just take a long time to develop, and it feels like your quarterback gets blasted on those a lot of times. But we also have things like this center. I never know if that means center or counter. Zone option weak. Just having those different runs that can attack the right and attack to the left. A lead toss weak. Again, you need a fast fullback for that with a regular fullback lead toss. So they're starting in the same motion there. Our wing back to the left. On lead toss, he's going all the way out the same way as the toss and setting blocks out there. Lead toss weak. He starts coming in motion towards that fullback, but then darts back out to the left to try to set in the edge for a toss going to the weak side. I love having that 1-2 combo here in this twins over. Then we have another center zone option going out to the right, inside veer going out to the left, a load option going out to the left. So that, I think, is what makes this formation very, very good. We're really not going to be passing out of here, but we have pretty much the same option plays just going to the right or to the left. We have inside veers going both ways. We have tosses going both ways. We have a whole page of just essentially fullback tosses here. Zone toss, your fullback sweep, where it looks like your center and right guard trying to pull out and set an edge, and a fullback power sweep where those guys are pulling, and that wing back, instead of kind of staying put and blocking somebody in front of them, is going to go run over to the right and set a block too. As well as having a rocket toss heading towards the same side as a wingback blocker and both of our wide receivers out there blocking. Then we have a rocket toss going the other way if they're overloading that right side. Like I'm telling you, I think this Flexbone twins over has a ton of potential. Like having that rocket, like I said, having those runs, the same runs, but we can go either direction. You can go with a rocket toss to the strong side or a rocket toss to the weak side. You can do a toss to the strong side, a toss to the weak side. You can do quarterback runs to each side. I really, really think there's some good things here in this twins over of Air Force. And that is a formation that is unique to them. We did not see this in any other Surface Academy playbook, and it is not in the generic option playbook. Elsewhere, let's see what else do we got that's a little bit different. When it comes to Flexbone stuff, that's really the only thing they have that is unique to them. We have seen a lot of these are in Army as well. A few are in Navy, a few are in generic option, but we've seen a lot of these before. Trio Right's really good. If you do want to pass out of Flexbone, I personally try to avoid passing out of the Flexbone because the under center with these not so hot offensive lines can make passing very, very difficult. Pressure comes in very, very quickly. But I really, really like the looks of this Air Force twins over. Something I might have to get in and mess around with a little bit more, but I really, really like the looks of that. Now, let's get into some of the extra fun things Air Force has that nobody else does. The Wingbone set. So this has our quarterback. It's essentially like a Flexbone, except our wingback on the right isn't up on the line, kind of where 25 is on this one. He's back behind the fullback, just giving a little bit of a different look, and I think it actually sets up runs a little bit better, ones that are going to him. And things like this triple option arc, the triple option going out to the left, you have a triple option lead going out to the right, and we have some pretty decent pass plays out of here too, like seam fullback, seam fullback angle. Anything with a vertical threat and a Texas route underneath it are all going to be good. But the big thing I like about the Wingbone is just plays like this halfback ISO, right? It's a pretty simple play, but because of where that wingback is lined up now, with not him being up on the line, we get him back there. We get our fullback can go be a lead blocker, and I think this just sets up a lot easier to run as we get blown up for a loss of 5. Okay, Navy, please work with me here a little bit. It is kind of interesting the angle this takes you on, and this is going to be something we talk about later in some other formations, that this does take you outside, almost like if I don't touch anything. Maybe I should just touch nothing more often. He ran that phenomenally. So this is like an off-tackle run if we touch nothing and we just run straight into that guy. But of course we can, you know, actually take control of the guy and cut one up the field and come here, try to truck that guy. But yeah, having him in the backfield like that behind the fullback, I think can set up some of those runs a little bit better. Those weren't the best examples, but hey, that's going to happen sometimes. But also having him back there, I think works a lot better for some of these option plays like this load option weak. We don't have to worry about him coming in motion and really giving much away. Now, specifically in that one, our fullback does appear to be the one going in motion, so it could give some things away here. Oh no, it's our left wing back going in motion, and then we all go out this way and get that pitch off somehow and cut it upfield, spin them out. I never do the spin move. I should do that a little more often. But yeah, so it's our wing back going in motion, then coming back out to the left against double mug. Let's see how this goes. Oop. Late pitch. Hold your blocks, boys. Hold your blocks for me, boys. We had potential there against that double mug. But just because of how the lineup or the formation is set up a little bit differently, I do think that can work very, very well on a few of these different run plays. Like even on things like rocket toss, having him in the backfield could help a little bit. Wingback dives, fullback stings, midline QB ISO. So this is what I was talking about earlier in Wingbone, that it was not working last I checked. So again, we're just going to run it normal. We'll just keep it with Johnson this time and see how this goes. So if we just keep it with Johnson, get a good little QB ISO run there. Works nice, right? Now if we take this and flip it, so use your right stick, go to the left, flip this run. Last I saw, this was a turbo blasted QB sneak. Let's see if it still is. It is. It certainly is. Then I think this is a constant across all the Wingbone formations. This was a problem all of last year, actually, in the Flexbone stuff. At least they fixed that part, but now it's the same problem in Wingbone. So if we call a midline QB, take your right stick, just flip it to the left. So now our run looks like it's going that way, and whee! There we go. I mean, it's almost guaranteed to get you some yards, like down in the red zone or down in the goal line. Like, look at that. It's ridiculous. How did we fix it in Flexbone, but then it's still broken in Wingbone? EA never ceases to amaze sometimes. But I'm glad I'm not looking totally insane by rambling about that earlier and then, oh, actually that still works, or they fixed it. But nope, then don't worry. Of course they did not. But elsewhere in Wingbone normal, we'll just kind of move past that. We do have some inside veers going to the left and to the right. Always a thing that's nice, especially in an unbalanced formation like this. Like in Flexbone normal, you can just call it an inside veer. It doesn't really matter which way it's going because you can come up to the line of scrimmage and just flip your play. Nobody moves around. There's really no big cue that something's going on. But in formations like this, where that wing back on the right is in a different spot, it's nice to have the options to be able to go to the left or to the right. Because if we flip, then obviously people are going to be flipping along with it. Trips over in Wingbone. We've actually got 3 Wingbone formations, trips over and twins over. So in trips over, we're seeing kind of what we saw in the twins over of Flexbone, where our B receiver now is not going to be an eligible receiver. So that kind of, for me at least, kills a lot of the pass plays. But again, we're not really in Wingbone to pass the ball. We got those options coming up here in just a little bit. We have a lead inside veer going out to the left with an inside veer going out to the right. Again, being able to run to the left and the right in an unbalanced formation without having to flip anything, absolutely love it. How about another inside veer keep option going out to the right, halfback counter fake veer going outside to the right, and then a halfback lead utilizing that same motion we see from that wingback on the left on things like the inside veer triple option to hopefully get your opponent to overcommit. You know, he sees that motion, he goes to bite down on it, but actually it's just a halfback lead going out to the left. Fullback wham, same kind of idea with that motion on the wingback, but it's just a fullback dive. Essentially, I mean, that's inside veer or midline, but just keeping it, giving it to your fullback. A fullback lead toss with that wingback coming in motion. But we see on like that halfback spot how that B receiver is just a yellow line kind of going in the backfield and stopping. It's because he's an ineligible receiver. Not able to hot route him, not able to throw him the ball. You can't do anything with that guy. So that kind of hurts in terms of trying to pass out of these, but we're really not trying to. Now this one, fullback slip screen, I think has potential, but I've never gotten it to work before. Never. I think this could be good because we get the motion going out to the right. They all look over to the right. Set your blocks, boys. Set your blocks, boys. Now juke. Oh, almost. That actually worked really nice. But I love having that wingback motion kind of distracting the defense, maybe making them look more out to the right. And then it's just a little slip screen back to our fullback over on the left. Oh boy. There's... Oh, get those blocks. Now juke. I probably shouldn't be juking with the fullback. That's probably where I'm going wrong here. This is actually setting up pretty nice. You're getting some time. He gets a little caught on the line there, but once we get out and get those blocks, little fullback slip screen. Like I said, if we can utilize that same motion from the wingback and have so many different options off of it. Options. I didn't even mean triple options, but that works. Like the inside veer triple option, keep triple option, just a halfback lead with a run going to the left, the fullback toss, fullback wham. How many of these plays utilize that same motion? I absolutely love it. Halfback ISO is a good solid run here. Load option going out to the right, and then you sneak a little fullback slip screen in there. Really catch them sleeping. They're too worried about everything else. Because of course, you know, rocket toss we would flip, but then same thing. Motion still going out to the left, we're hitting a slip screen to the opposite side. So this trips over, I think, has some really fun stuff in it. Like I said, we're really, I say like I said a lot. I'm going to try not to do that so much. But these formations, we're really just going to be running the ball. So we're not even really looking at the pass plays. Now in twins over, we're actually see this pretty similar to what we had in the Flexbone version. Again, X is going to be an ineligible receiver on these, so we're not going to be looking to pass the ball. But we have the triple option going to the right, we have a triple option going to the weak side, we have a halfback lead, we have a fullback dive, we have another fullback slip screen. This wingback swing screen, I actually think can be very, very good, because this is our wingback on the weak side is going in motion all the way to the right. Look how many blockers we are going to have out there for this. We have both the wide receivers, the fullback going out there, and our other wingback also going out to the right. The problem, you know, it's no misdirection or anything, but if they are not really committing too much to these motions, like if you were trying to slip screen, but it's like, okay, well, he's not really biting on the motion. Okay, if you don't want to bite on the motion, here's a screen with 4 blockers right in your face, buddy. Hope you enjoy that one. Yeah, I think this one, between the Flexbone twins over and this Wingbone twins over, I think there is a ton of really fun potential to make one of the most annoying offenses a person could possibly go up against. Like, I don't know how you defend these with so much motion that all looks the same but is so wildly different, which is something I just love. Absolutely love. So the rocket toss and swing screen kind of, you know, work pretty similarly, work together. That's the Air Force Wingbone. Ton of fun stuff. Ton of fun stuff in here. And then, you know, if you want to do some power, old school, rub your nose in the dirt football, you got some power strong eye, which I don't believe they have a triple option out of here. I want to say Navy was the one that did, but I could be wrong on that. I'm pretty sure their power eye form has some triple option. We do not have that in Air Force. And then how about a little Maryland eye too? 2 tight ends, 2 fullbacks, a halfback back there. Just run some good old power football. Like a little QB sneak in there. I mean, the play action passes actually aren't bad either. Like the PA power O, the halfback wheel, you could really catch somebody sleeping on that one. But, yeah, no, a nice little fun thing to mix it up. But the main event for me of this Air Force offense is in their pistol. We have 3 empty pistol formations, which I absolutely love. Now, when it comes to running, we're going to have the same options essentially between all 3 of these, between empty tight stack, YTight, and empty trips. We're going to have a QB run, we're going to have an option run, and we're going to have a DIY reverse. Speaking of plays I've never gotten to work in my life, is things like DIY reverse. If you've never seen a DIY reverse and don't know what it is, it's do it yourself. You make the read on if this is actually going to be a reverse or not. So we can just keep it and run it with our quarterback if we want to, but we can see how that icon came up over Harris because we can just hit LB and then it hands it off back to Harris. This, I have no idea. Oh, I was just going to say, I have no idea what the reads really are. You know, I can see what the read key is, but I don't know what the tell is between if we should give it on the reverse or keep it with a quarterback. But if we do catch somebody in the right type of defense, like they're overloading things to the right, really focusing in on our quarterback, it's a fun little way. Maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, but with the defensive end can kind of stay out there and kind of blow it up a little bit. See, like there... Okay, so there I think we could kind of tell where that defensive end was really beelining towards the quarterback. You can see how he goes and kind of sits there for a second. If he stays put there, we keep it with the quarterback. If he comes after us, I mean, I should have kept this with the quarterback anyway. I was just looking at things. Then we hit LB. See, like LB. Bang. He comes too far inside, we can do a little DIY reverse. So it's either quarterback run or a sweep essentially coming back out to the left. Oh, but it does get a little dicey on some blitzes because you're awful close to the line of scrimmage. Then we can just keep it, cut it up. Looks like he was kind of staying put there. This is just practice for me at this point. That's all we're doing right now. I'm just trying out this DIY reverse and see if I can figure out this read key. See, that's got to be a give. And then we can get that back outside. Okay, I think we're figuring out, we're piecing it together a little bit, but all 3 of the empty pistols are going to have those same options. We saw that at a tight stack, empty tight, DIY reverse, QB blast, a load option, empty trips, we have a QB blast, a speed option, and a DIY reverse. But what these formations are fantastic for is passing the football. A big reason why Air Force is my personal favorite of the Service Academy books are these 3 formations. Some fantastic pass plays out of here. And then if they overcommit to the pass, that's when we hit them with things like a QB blast or even a load option. But even just these stock pass plays, that motion smash where he comes in motion inside, faking like it is a load option or a QB blast. And we see the same kind of motion with mesh with him going all the way across the field. But he starts in motion, but then goes up on a vertical, kills zone coverage. Absolutely great pass play. And then against man, we have a little corner routes. We have a post route on X, a little curl. You got some good stuff in there. Mesh, of course, always going to be good against man coverage. A little speed out kind of thing over there on B. Double post is going to be really good against man. Even some zones with that lower route A is on, kind of bringing the defense down, can open up some things for B over the top. The wheel route RB is on is like comical, because he has to run so far. Like he's going to a flat, he's running a flat until he gets to the numbers and then just turns upfield. Like we're just going to watch RB here. Look how far out he goes before, oh, lob it. He's got a step. But look, he goes so far out on this, and you just have kind of the quick, he kills man coverage there, and you have the quick flat over on the left as kind of a bailout if they're playing back a little bit. Like this, very, very good pass play out of the empty pistol, double post. We also in empty YTight, motion divide, also zone killing play. That wheel route RB is on with the streak A is on. Very hard for his own defense to guard both of those. Sometimes you just have to throw it a little bit quicker. But then things like quick slot out, good for really short yardage plays. A couple speed outs on Y or A, very hard to guard both of those. And this motion Salem, where Y is going to be coming in motion and then just darting back to the sideline, also good for very quick yardage gains. And that's it really for YTight. We only get 6 plays in here, the 3 runs, those 3 passes. Empty trips, I think is really, really good here too. We got deep look is a good pass play. I'd probably put the halfback maybe going to the other way, just because those deep routes are going to clear out a lot of zones over there on the left. We have a QB blast. I do not like the speed option out of here, and I will show you why. Because we're in a pistol here, and Harris is in front of Johnson. This I really do not like. Like, when are we supposed to pitch that? It's nice because it gives us an opportunity to really see what that defender is doing. But like, we can, like the pitch man, we saw him right on Harris right away. There he goes again, so then we can just keep it. But if we have to pitch it, oh, and we fumble, fantastic. But if we have to pitch it, there's like very little chance we're gonna be able to. Actually, we were able to that time, of course, right as I say that. But just because of how they're lined up, it makes it kind of funky and awkward looking. And it's almost like it's an actual pass play. Like, it's not really an option. It's more like a shovel. It's more like a shovel option between us and Harris, because he never really gets behind us. But it is nice for that sense that we can just straight up see, what is that defender doing? Is he staying on Harris? Is he coming after Johnson? See, he's coming after us. We somehow still get that pitch off. But it is a forward pass, which maybe that's good, because then if it's not completed, it should just be an incomplete pass and not a fumble, which is kind of nice. So maybe there's something to it. I just think it's very clunky and awkward kind of option to run. But then we get things like that too, where we see that defender keys in on the pitch, so we can just cut it up and make some things happen. So I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, but because that actually worked pretty good. But it could 100% just be a me thing. But then we also have things like tight end flood, inside cross, so some really good pass options out of here. I mean, maybe that speed option is not as bad as I thought. And we have the DIY reverse and the QB blast, of course. But yeah, the pistol empty sets is why I loved the Air Force playbook last year. It's why I still love it. I think it is just fantastic. Then we've also got a little bit of fun shotgun things here too. 3 different split formations, Y offset, regular split, and split tight to run a little bit of 2-back if you would like. Slot F wing, some gun doubles, and of course we're going to have, you know, a little bit of Air Force influence even in regular formations like gun doubles, midline read option, power reads, those kind of things. But really good pass options too, like halfback angle. You got some jets, QB runs, outs, more QB runs, more options. Kind of like what we would expect out of a service academy. But what we also have, and I believe this was in Utah's playbook as well, and I believe it's the only 2. Let me double check really quick. It is indeed wide Trey open wing, only in Air Force and Utah for whatever reason, but this formation is pretty sick. What I'm going to talk about first here is we have 3 different QB runs: QB lead, QB zone, QB outside zone. Now, what we can tell the difference is from looking at the play art here is our fullback, who I believe is actually our tight end in this. Yes, it is our starting tight end. Is look where he is blocking. QB lead, he's going into the A gap. QB zone, he's going to the B. Outside zone, he's going outside to the C gap. So if we just call QB lead. Now, what I have found interesting about this, because I was in practice mode with this a little bit, is if we just snap this and don't do anything, which I think is a good way to dictate how you're supposed to run it, right? Johnson's going to kind of go up and then outside. So we snap it, we do nothing, he goes up, and then whoop, cuts it out, and like takes this weird step backwards. It's almost like how the fullback tosses were last year, where if we ran it to the left, he would like take a weird step, and there wasn't a ton we can do about it. Now with this, if we do stay in control, we can see he does still take that little like stutter step, and it's very, very weird. I don't know what that's about. I have no idea, but I mean, it's a pretty dang solid run play. You know, we get our 5 offensive linemen, we get our tight end in there to block too. As long as we get numbers and our boys hold their blocks, we can make some things shake with that. So that is that run. Let's take a look at one of the other ones. So that's QB lead. So now if we go QB zone, now we can see our tight end is blocking kind of more straight up. But again, if we just snap this and do nothing, let's see how he runs this. See, almost the exact same. What a block out there. 78. Tip of the cap to you, buddy. Good stuff. So it seems like the only real difference with this is where our tight end is going to block. But it seems like the quarterback runs this the exact same way. I mean, really not a difference. Oh, I really thought he was going to go pick up number 32 there. He kind of sold me on that one. Yeah, I just don't know where he's going to block on this. He kind of went and just chipped the defensive tackle. I'm waiting to see if he goes second level, kind of where's he focusing on. But he's focusing on nothing. He's like just trying to go get that defensive tackle, it looks like. I'm been expecting him to go get linebackers, but it almost looks like he is trying to pass off potentially and let an offensive lineman go up. No, 75 was just going straight second level there anyway. But 88, he's like going into the gap and then turning around and finding somebody to block, which I do not like the looks of that at all. I don't like what he's doing on this. Like here, he should be getting second level and go and find somebody, but he's always going to like double team somebody. So I don't know. I don't like that one as much as our first one. Then we still have an outside zone run here as well, which, as you would imagine, is going to go straight outside. If we snap this and do nothing, Johnson should go straight left. And again, he gets that little hitch in his giddy up there as he starts running, which is very weird. I don't know why. But this one's definitely designed to go more outside because that's where our tight end is actually going to block. He's going to go try to set that edge right there and actually get second level and goes and blocks that safety, that's nice to see. These eyes just on the safety. See, I like that a lot better. These runs haven't really been working for us at all because our guys up front are just kind of getting wrecked. But I really like what we're seeing out of the tight end on this. That he's actually going who I'm expecting him to go get, which we didn't see on that last QB run. So 3 QB runs, all very similar. I actually do want to see something quick. So let's just call QB lead again. And if we take that right stick and flip it, can we do that? Oh no, we can't even do that on this. Okay, never mind. But this QB lead looks like the best run play, in my opinion, between these 3. I think that blocking just seems to set up really, really well. But then having that outside zone we can get out with is nice too. The pass options out of here, they're fine. Things like slot cross could be pretty good. Whip curl flat might be nice. I think that one you'd want to roll out right as he snapped that. Kind of same with deep stick. You got some stick and knot in there too. In mid-screen, I just hate mid-screens. I really, really don't like mid-screens. They've got a pretty standard spread offset with a triple option. Some good pass plays in here. Curl flats, smash corners, Y shallow cross, Y cross. So if you do get in a pickle and need to pass the ball, we've got options for that in shotgun, in pistol, potentially in flexbone as well. If you just want a power run, we got options for that with Maryland Eye and Power Eye. If you just want to have some fun, we got some Wingbone, we've got some empty pistol, whatever you're looking to do, Air Force has got answers for you, and that's why it's my personal favorite of the Surface Academy playbooks. Hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown of the Air Force offense. We'll be back next week. I think we'll be doing Florida State. It's a playbook I actually thought was really, really good. And then we'll just kind of take it from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you then. Until then, take it easy.